morning, class. Today we'll be talking about an archaeological site, Clovis. Do any of you know anything about it? Kai?
Weren't they the first people in the New World?
That is a great and very common question. We will figure that out after we read the book written by Fernanda Aguilera.
Clovis is a site that was first found between the 1920s and the 1930s in New Mexico. A cowboy named George McJenkins discovered the site. After a flash flood, George found an ancient bison skeleton, and for many years, no one cared to look further into his findings. However, in 1926, historians and archaeologists Harold Cook and Jesse Figgins first excavated the site. After a lot of research, the site was dated to 11,050 radiocarbon years before present. In other words, 12,500 to 12,900 calendar years before present. For many years, it was believed that the people that were associated with the Clovis culture, such as the Paleo-Indians, were the first people in the Americas. Yet this theory changed after many archaeologists have asserted that the earliest human population belongs to the Pedro Ferrada site. The Clovis people were modern Homo sapiens, and even though they were not the first inhabitants of the New World, they were the first ones to create efficient stone tools. In fact, they survived for a long time due to their unique tools that they created for protection and hunting. When the site was active, big animals such as mammoth, bisons, camels, and other big-shelled animals surrounded it. This forced them to use forward-thinking technology for the creation of unique tools. The tool that is particularly unique to this culture is the Clovis point. The points are relatively a large tool with a parallel side, a pointy blade on top, and a broad middle section. They were created using bifacial percussion flaking. They were so sharp and powerful that it was the most common tool amongst big game hunters. Their toolkit also consisted of other tools such as scrapers, blades, and drills. There is no actual evidence that proves what happened to the Clovis culture after their disappearance, though there is two hypotheses that imply what could have occurred to the Clovis culture. The first one is the Pleistocene overkill hypothesis, which states that mammoths became extinct after the Clovis culture overkilled them with their hunting fascination. After the extinction of mammoth, the Clovis started dying because hunting other animals was not enough for their survival. This hypothesis was an early example of overexploitation of resources. The second hypothesis is a Younger Dryas. This hypothesis states that mammoths became extinct due to climate change. During the wake of the Younger Dryas cold phase, many parts of the world were affected, in particular North America. It is thought that the animals were not capable of adapting to a different climate and the coldness killed them. Like in the Pleistocene overkill hypothesis, without animals, the Clovis culture did not have any other resources for survival. The Clovis culture played a big role in the early human population. For many decades, they were thought to be the earliest human population and big game hunters. Even though that theory is disproved, they are still the first people to create advanced tools like the Clovis points.
Wow, learning about these tools were really awesome. I'm going to go make my own Clovis point now. Thank you, Missy.
You're welcome, students.